Donnell, the garden. What do I know about it? Well, I've been once before, and, you know, it's magic. This garden is very important because it's one of the great icons of modernism on the West Coast, certainly. And the thing people don't understand about landscape architecture in America is that after the 18th century landscape revolution in Britain, after that, the next great real change in landscape design occurred in California on the West Coast after World War II. That's the last great stylistic change in our field. And here we're standing in, sort of dead center before the terrible events of 9/11. I call this ground zero. But one of the things about the Donnell is that Church and Halprin, who worked for him on this project, were part of an invention of a landscape that responded to a new lifestyle, to life outdoors, life indoors and outdoors, and a kind of idea that the landscape should express the social behavior of the moment, and that the social behavior of the moment wasn't what it had been in the 19th or 18th century, and that we needed an idiom and a design that expressed now. And so, this fabulous, mother of all kidney pools or whatever it is, this design is kind of embedded in my generation, in our DNA, as the kind of how one takes that School of Paris, all those paintings and those formal things that came out of Arp and all those guys, and how you could actually use it in design. And that you could change the physical environment for the way we wanted to live. That had to do with jazz, that had to do with, new kinds of clothing, new kinds of behavior. This is it. And so Donnell is really an opening salvo of modernism on the West Coast that changed physical design in our field and around the world. That's what I know.
And what does it mean to you personally?
Oh, I love it. What does it mean to me personally? I think it's beautiful. It's held up very well. It's a classic piece. And you look at it and you say, what could you change? Not very much. Because, the relationship of the buildings and to the pool, one of the things that's so smart about it is that there's this inhabited edge. It's like a great cocktail hostess who knows that you have a big table in the middle with lots of stuff, and then everybody's crowded around the edge. Well, here there's this fabulous pool in the middle, and then there's this kind of social life that drifts around it with these intimate spaces that look back and forth across to each other and look out to the long view. So it has all the things you expect in an 18th century landscape. You've got the foreground, and then there's the ha-ha, and then there's the distant view. It's all here. No, I mean, it's a brilliant, brilliant piece of work. The integration of the architecture with the open spaces, with the plants, with the pieces of furnishing, it's brilliant. I mean, here's a deck with trees coming through it. I mean, one after another, kind of invention. The bench going through the window, the pool in the shape of a kidney with this piece by Miss Kent that you could swim through the sculpture underwater like a seal. I mean, what next? It's a great piece of work. We all admire it. It looks fabulous today, 50 years later. It's wonderful. That's all I know.